What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Let's Build the USS Enterprise A 2.0 Season 1 Episode 7. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Today we've got about a 15-minute episode. We're going to be picking up where we left off, working on the lower hull. So without further ado, let's kick back, relax. We're going to dive right into this thing. So, spoiler warning, we're going to be spinning our tires just a little bit on this back end here. Basically, what we're going to be doing is just trying out a couple of different things. So, if you don't want to build block for block what I have right now, and you just kind of want to watch ahead to see what I do before you decide to make your changes, I say go for it. If you want to just follow along with me, that's cool too. Either or, whatever works best for you guys. But no, I mean, we're gonna have to make a couple of changes to the back end here. I think maybe 2-3 times before we fall where we need to fall. And basically, the problem that I end up having with this back end is that I'm not going off the template of the back of my pylons, and you'll see that with the numbering when we start to go into the lip of what's going to become the shuttle bay, but it's not matching up no matter what I do. And basically what we're going to have to do is go back to that outline that we had originally of the pylons and then the lower wireframe of the belly. And we're pretty much going to use the two of those to develop the line work that we need to blend the two together. But we're not looking too bad. We're making some pretty good progress, all things considered, that we're already up to episode 7, and we're making some pretty good headway as far as our progress. So I'm pretty happy about that. Having a lot of views on the series so far, so that's been pretty awesome. Alright, so now that I have my template in place, I'm going to replace the builder line. To be honest with you, you can skip this step if you're building along with me, because ultimately we're going to end up deleting this back end again. But you know what, look, here's the thing. As I'm making these changes, if you're like, you know what, I've gone too far. I don't want to make any more changes to this back end. I just want to move on. I mean, hey, if you want to do that, do that. I do want to point out that my left and right side weren't matching up there, so what I had to do is I had to go in and adjust my cut line to make sure that the left side now matched up with the right. And then everything forward to that, we're going to go ahead and delete it. We're not going to spend all of today's episode on this back end. I think we're going to make either 1 or 2 more passes at this, and then we're going to move on to start filling in, blending our pylons with the upper side of the lower hull. Yeah, see, I should be continuing this cut line that we have here. The patterns should be exactly the same. And that's what's messing me up right now, is I need to continue that on. And the neck itself is going to match this pattern on the sides, so this way when you look at it from the sides and then also the back, it's all going to be flush with one another. But, you know, and I'm thinking about it as I'm building this out with you guys, making these mistakes are a good thing, because it shows you guys exactly what I'm getting myself into as I'm building these out. That trial and error period is vital. Yeah, we want to keep that cut line transition point going all the way down to the back lip. And see, I don't know if straying away from it right here again is going to work out. Now at this point I'm just trying to decide if this cut line is going to work or not. Um, but you know, let's go ahead and develop it and see what happens. It doesn't look too bad. That line right there might be about as good as it gets. And what we could do, we can delete everything underneath it, bring it all the way back to I think this is the 7 or 8 pattern. We want to do that on this gray line here and then start deleting upwards. I'm going to show you guys in a second when I skip forward. Yeah, this step that we're doing right now, don't do this. So just to double check, re-clarify, this cut line that I'm making right now, don't add this. Just go ahead and skip it, because like I said, we're just going to come back and end up deleting it here in a second. So that's exactly what I described is exactly what I did. I followed the template underneath here. I forget off the top of my head what I had that. I think it was 7 or 8. I continued that going all the way up to this line. And then everything else underneath that I deleted. I'll come out here so this way you can see the side. See, we kept this. Was continued this pattern going back, going out. You can see there, it's not going straight back anymore. We're transitioning outward. And then once you get that pattern up to this row, that's going to be the last row. And then you're going to delete everything forward and everything underneath, because this is our super nice, clean belly of our ship. See, now that looks pretty good. And see, this is, you know, what I mean by that, you know, if I wasn't willing to take chances and try things again, and maybe again, and then a third time like we just did, I might not, I wouldn't have come across this. So all I'm trying to say, don't be afraid to try out new things, because typically trying out those new things is what's going to lead you to where eventually where you're going to land. That doesn't look too bad. The real challenge will be blending in the top side. I'm going to come back here and you can see I have a double of that gray. I want to switch that just to 1. Because that's where we actually start transitioning outward. Alright, so now that we've got that squared away, we're going to be shifting gears and we're going towards the midpoint of our lower hull. You see I'm building this right off of our cut line. Not one out, but actually one in on the actual line itself. I went up and out one with the cut, and then I did a pattern of 2 going almost all the way over. So we're going to do that on the left side also. I'm not going to do that real time, we're just going to skip ahead. And then we're actually going to do this little bit of hull right here. We're going to delete this, just the top side. Not the whole thing. And I'll show you how far to come back. Actually, I ended up deleting that. Now, we're just going to extend back the row that we had previously. So we're not doing anything fancy. But, actually, no. Let's bring it back. And instead of just bringing that all the way back, let's go out one with a cut and then wrap that around. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side also. Now we're just going to bring that back now to that cut line. From what I remember, I don't think we make too many changes to the back, well, of the top of the lower hull until we get to the shuttle bay area. I think we make a couple of passes at that. Not that many, though. Because remember the first time that I built it, I know that, we'll put it this way, I know for sure there's at least one revision that I make to it, but there might actually be a third one in there during the tutorial. So this is just the hard part, which is going to be blending in everything together. And this is also why it's vital to have our backbone in place, everything, because we can't start building out our hull and everything unless we have this skeleton essentially already pre-made, because our cut lines are going to have to match up with, especially with the type of blending that we're trying to do, to have the, not necessarily have it all just be necessarily one piece. There'll be some line work in there, but the cut lines, looking at it from the side and the front, that line work is going to match up with the pylons and then also the neck. So now you can see I'm just bringing this going all the way back to that top line that I did, which went right up to as far back as we could bring it to the cut line on the neck. And that's our cut line that we're going to be doing, transitioning, going all the way down on the left. And we didn't go all the way down. We actually just did 3 rows. I stand corrected. Almost jumped the gun there. Now, the reason that I'm building this out this way is because this will give you a good idea of how your cut lines are going to start. Well, not necessarily your cut lines, how they're going to look, but how how things are going to go. Instead of building out the whole thing, we can just do the top to see how the transition work is going to go, and if we need to make some adjustments to our cut lines. Now, I'm going to be honest. Actually, I had somebody point this out in the Discord that this area of the ship in my original Enterprise A that I had done, I used two different types of building methods. And on the original one, I used half slabs to blend it all in, and on this one, I managed to do it with full blocks. I mean, to be honest with you guys, you can do it with either or. You might think that, hey, maybe it looks better with the half slabs. I think there might be some people that think it might look better with the full blocks. It's just going to be what you prefer. But I think what I was really trying to do was I was trying to challenge myself to see if it could be done with the full blocks. And all things considered, I think it looks pretty good. Now, briefly getting back what we got going on here, you can see I brought that line back by 1. In this top row, same deal like we were doing before. I'm bringing it back to the cut line. Because the hardest thing about this is just figuring out how to blend all of it together. There's not really a how-to booklet on how to do it, and trying to show you guys how I end up doing it. But we're going to knock this out one episode at a time. But I think that's going to do it for us today. We shot through this episode. But if you did enjoy this content, if you can help me out and hit that like and subscribe button, I can't thank you enough for that. New subscribers, don't forget to hit notifications on so you always get notified when new videos drop. And if you do have any questions regarding today's episode, be sure to drop a comment below or in the Discord. Definitely love hearing from everybody. But I think that's going to be it. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today? Post your photos in the Discord.